Hi, this is good friend Andrew here. I want to tie a EP fiber baitfish fly for you. Show you how I do it. I'll start here with it's a B10S #1 hook. I'm going to use Danville's 210 flat wax thread and start out by wrapping a base of thread on my hook. Then I'll get some Sanyo's laser dub in the white. Give me a little amount here. Just kind of pull these fibers out, get them all aligned with each other. Then I'll start this right around the bend of the hook here. Right where it starts to bend. Now I'll stop it right about there, just like that. Then I will take a one strand of holographic Flashaboo. Alright, now just fold it back and wrap back. And really the main reason why I tie this little piece of dubbing here is to just kind of hold up and support this Flashaboo and the crystal flash I'm about to put on it. Okay, so I'll take 3 strands of crystal flash, the UV pearl. Alright, now just double it over, cut it in half, and just tie this on top. Fold this back and tie the rest in. Okay, and then I'll cut it to about the length of the fly I want. I do that just to keep everything clean and keep it out of the way. Now I'll take some white EP fibers and I'll take a clump of it. Now, you know, you should, the whole key to tying these EP fiber flies is to be as sparse as you can. The hardest thing in the world to do when you're tying these is to keep it sparse enough. However, since I want to go back and trim this, it's okay if I get a little bit more than what I need, because I'm going to be trimming a lot of this away. I'll tie this on the bottom. Okay, and then I'll bring that other side back over. I'll split the sides up on each side of the hook there. Alright. Okay, now I'll take a piece of the olive and I'll do the same thing. Cut it in half. I'll kind of pull these out, not necessarily taper them, because I'm going to be trimming this anyway, but just to make the fibers longer. And then I'll fold it back. Okay, now see, at this point you can take a look at it, make sure everything is straight. You can move this stuff around. It's fairly easy to do. Okay, and now I'll just kind of build that up, and I'll just cut this to length, just to kind of keep all that out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a EP brush, okay, right here, by using my dubbing tool with some 6/1000 wire, stainless wire. I think I get this stuff off of bearsden.com. Get your dull scissors, okay? I've got a pair of dull scissors, a pair of sharp ones. The dull scissors is for cutting this wire. Now what I'll do is fold it over and take the ends of them and twist them together just at the end. Okay, and then I'll tie that in. Take my double loop tool here. You know, I know it's hard for you to see, but I'm going to take a picture of it from this side. But anyway, here's what you do. Take a clump of the olive, and what you do is you cut it in eighths. So you'll double it over to make two halves. Take one half, double it over to make two quarters, and take your quarters and double them over to make eighths. Now I'll use about 8 of these pieces of eighths. Now just go on ahead and cut them and lay them out. You want to lay them out in a good, clean area. They'll stick to stuff and trash and what other kind of materials you have on your bench here. I'm going to get some dubbing wax, okay, and put on this wire just to help hold these fibers whenever I put them in. Okay, and you want to wipe your hands off really good, because when you pick up these fibers with this wax on your hands, then they tend to want to stick to your fingers. Okay, I'm going to use olive, Sanyo's Ice Dub. And I'm going to pull just a little bit out, doesn't take much. Alright, and I'm going to put it with one of my clumps and just kind of pull these out. Kind of realign them, mix that dubbing in with the fibers. Alright, and then what I'll do is I'll take and place this inside my dubbing loop. Okay, now when you put this in, you want to make sure that you spread it out fairly sparse and evenly, because if you don't, when you go to twisting it, the wire, they'll clump up. Okay, so I'll just repeat what I've done until I get my dubbing loop filled. Okay, now once you get it done, just spin it. And what I'll do is I'll spin it until I see all the little fibers getting twisted around. Okay, and then I'll stop. I use this little brush right here. Okay, I'll brush it out, then I'll spin it again. Alright, this time I'll spin it until I feel the wires tighten up. Okay. Alright, then I'll kind of brush all this out. Alright, now you see what I've got there now. Alright. Got my own little dubbing brush. Now you can make it easier on yourself and just buy the EP dubbing brushes. I like to make my own because I like to mix in my own colors, and but you know, I mean, if you're not too picky, just buy the brushes. And I'll palmer this around, and as I go around, I will brush these back, and every now and then I'll take my little EP brush here and brush these fibers out. Okay, and then I'll take it and kind of brush it back on my EP brush as well. You want to make sure your table's clean, because if it's not, man, you'll pick up every piece of trash. It's really best to work with this when your table is clean. Okay, at this point what I'll do, I'm at the end of my wrap here, and I will cut away just a little bit of this from the brush, not from the fly, not that's wrapped around the hook, but from the brush itself, just to give me some clearance for my thread. Alright, I'll take about 3 good wraps on it, get my dull scissors here, and I'll cut just a little bit of it, leave a little tag end on it, and I'll wrap back over that tag end. Alright. Now, you see it looks like a blob, but after we give this thing a good trim, it's going to really look good. Okay. Now, I'll take some dubbing. I use the laser dub a lot. Sanyo's laser dub. Can you see it there? Yeah, there it is. Okay, sometimes I'll make my own. Alright, this is some that I've made myself. Alright, just take a good little clump of it there. This is the dark olive. And see what this dubbing does is it rounds out that head really well. And it also it's kind of like a paint to me, man. You know how you can take paints and blend colors together, blend them in real well? Well, that's how this stuff is, man. I love it. It just blends into those EP fibers really well. I want to be sure and line all these fibers up. Then I'll fold them back. Okay, I'll do this again. Alright, I'll put another olive, dark olive piece on top. Alright, now I'm going to get a piece of this orange dubbing. Alright, give it an orange chin. You know, of course, you can use whatever colors you want. You know, you can give it a red chin if you want, or just not even give it any special color, but I like a hot spot, and this is the hot spot. Now I'll fold these back, put me a few wraps right there in front of them. Okay, and whenever I'm about to be done, I like to take this super glue here with the brush and brush on maybe about an inch of it on the thread. And then I'll make some couple of final wraps there. And I'll whip finish it. I'll pull it in pretty tight to make sure it gets into that epoxy thread. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush all of this out. Before I put my eyes on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trimming. Move this out of the way. Okay, and see, this is what I want. I want it to be fanned out like that. You can do this to it, fan it out. Okay, and the trick to this trimming is to do a little bit at a time. If you get too much, it's not going to come out good at all. It'll like grab more than you want. I'll probably still trim up on this thing some more. But I'm going to put the eyes on right now. See, I have these little red 3D eyes here. These are in 1/4 inch eyes. And I like to use the super glue gel type for these. And I'll put it right about there, right at the edge, a little spot of it. Okay, and I'll place my eye on there. Press it down and hold it so it kind of gets up on that hook. Okay, now I'll do the other side here. And to just give a little bit more security to the eyes of these flies, I'll put some, a little bit of Loon UV finish on it. Okay, I'll put it on the eyes and then I'll brush it up onto the thread. And I had rather use the brush instead of squeezing it out. I'd rather use the brush because I can take this brush and I can just dab a little bit on there, and that's all I want to do. I use these little those other little tubes where you just squeeze it out. I'm bad about squeezing out too much, and this is one place. This is one time you don't want to squeeze out too much. So I'll get my light to it. Do a little bit more trimming. And voila, there it is. Nice fly. When you're finished using them, they'll look kind of raggedy looking. They'll kind of kink up and such. You might want to just carry a comb out there with you, just a regular old comb, and you can comb it out once in a while, or whenever you get home, you finish fishing with it, you can comb it out, and if you want to, you can just trim up you don't have to, but you can just trim. There'll be some loose fibers sticking out. You can trim it up to make it look nice again. Anyway, this is it. I hope you learned something from the video. Just remember, main thing is keeping it sparse, and that's the hardest thing in the world to do. You'll tie a few of these before you get it down, and I'm going to tell you something. I'll just be honest. I've tied hundreds of them, and I'm still trying to get it down. I'm still tweaking these out. I guess I'm just the type of person that keeps changing and keeps trying different things to make it better. But anyway, if you get too much on it, what's going to happen is it's not going to sink. It's going to float. You're going to have to strip 2 or 3 times to get it to even sink. And that's okay if you want to. It can be a hassle. For me it is. But anyway, man, that's a good fly. It'll work. It'll catch fish. I hope you enjoyed it.